to another exciting episode of Straight Talk with Roger Hunt, Unscripted. Today we have the great pleasure of being in the city of Northwoods, a city of trees, is that correct?
Correct.
A city of trees here in one of the counties of St. Louis, Missouri. And today with me is none other than the Honorable Mayor Everett Thomas and City Administrator Ms. Lillian Eunice. That is correct. And welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have both of you all here with me today. And again, me being also a resident of Northwoods, I've been here for 16 years myself. But tell us, Mayor Thomas, what is it like to be the mayor, and how long have you been the mayor?
Well, thanks for first of all, for inviting us to be on the program. My name is, as you said, Reverend Everett Thomas. I've been mayor for the last 11 years. I'm in my 6th term. We have a 2-year term. I've been a resident of the city of Northwood for 42 years.
Wow.
I also was formerly a member of the automatic board under the county executive of Charlie Dooley.
Okay.
And I still love being in Northwood, and being mayor has been an exciting job. It's been a job where I've been able to help a lot of people, to help bring the city back to its youth, and we're still prospering daily.
Wow. Ms. Eunice, what about you?
Well, I really thank you. I'm just glad to be here. You and Mayor have included me in this interview, and this is just a wonderful thing. I am just in love with the city of Northwoods.
Great.
What more can I say?
Great.
This is a great place. I am fully retired from a Fortune 500 telecommunications company, and I had an opportunity in post-retirement from that to come to the city of Northwoods and to give back and to do what I can. I am a grant writer. I live here in the area in Normandy, and so this is really my community. Spend more hours here than I do at home.
At home.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I've been here for almost 13 years as the city administrator.
Okay.
I have a master's degree in public administration and decision making from Georgia State University, and I have a psychology degree from Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia. And to be able to bring what I have learned from all of those educational and experiences, this is going to be a really great thing to do, and we have really made great accomplishments.
Okay. Well, it speaks volumes that you being mayor for 6 terms and you being in your position for the number of years that you've been in your position, that the residents have the confidence in you and your ability to do the jobs that you've been charged with and elected for and then appointed. Mayor Thomas, just tell our viewers a little bit. Northwoods is the outskirts of Interstate 70, Lucas and Hunt borders, part of Natural Bridge, and the eastern part going before you get to Jennings. Tell us your particular city, what is it comprised of? Wards, residents?
Well, we have 4,200 plus residents,
Okay.
1,800 households, and we are noted as being the city of trees.
Okay.
And we are centrally located in St. Louis County, in between the county and the city, where we can get to just about any location throughout the metropolitan area within 15, 20 minutes, because we border Interstate 17 just about 4 minutes from our Interstate I-117, and also Natural Bridge, the main corridor.
Okay. Now, speaking of Interstate 70, the I-70, 170, and then Interstate 70, do you know of any projects, I guess, was the expansion of the North Park, you mentioned earlier, the North Park redevelopment in that area with UM St. Louis and Express Scripts, and then also Battle Rock College being in those areas. Are there any plans for continued expansion from that corridor down into the city-county line?
Well, I don't know about the city-county line, but as far as North Park, originally when that program first went into effect, they were saying that they bought out a lot of property over in the North Park area, which was from Berkeley and Kinloch.
Okay.
And they're supposed to be in trying to entice or encourage other businesses to move within the area as well. But as far as renovation or construction of between I-170 and Goodfellow, which is where the city line stops. I don't think there's any plan, future, immediate plan for reconstruction of that particular artery on 70, because that was done a few years ago.
Okay, now, okay, so that's on the northern side of the county line. What about on the southern side, so the Natural Bridge side? I don't understand, there's Northwoods Shopping Center. North Oaks Shopping Center. And I know you did some remodification. I know there's a couple new stores moved in over there. Was there any plans for additional expansion in that area?
Well, first of all, the board voted to approve a CID, Community Improvement District development for North Oaks, that they to reconstruct and to renovate the shopping center.
Okay.
At present, they're still not completed.
Okay.
There was a half cent sales tax increase. And right now, at present, we are expecting McDonald's hamburger restaurant to move from the lower level of the shopping center to the upper level, where the bank is located.
Oh, wow.
Right. And that's, we hope that will take place in the very near future.
So as that happens, then is there plans for another tenant to maybe come onto that property? I think there's another large business there, the Missouri Career Center is there as well, and that plaza as well. Do you have any plans for other tenants to possibly move into that spot if they should vacate? Because I understand it is tax revenue for the city, so if you lose that one, is there plans for the bank to relocate, or they're going to just leave Northwoods, or something else is going to come in to play there? Or do you know
this particular bank, Simmons Bank, located in our headquarters in Arkansas.
Okay.
They just recently moved into our area,
Okay,
and we don't think they'll be moving anytime soon.
okay,
And to make things clear, we really don't control the businesses, the patrons that move in and out of the shopping center. That's privately owned by Mr. Greg Sansone.
okay.
They're in their own sub-district.
Okay, so if, for example, if the McDonald's franchise decided to move from the lower level, as you're saying, there would be new construction probably on the parking lot, so that'd be great. Okay, so so the bank wouldn't necessarily be relocating,
No.
it'll still be there. Okay, so that's good, that's over in that same general area. So then McDonald's would construct definitely a new facility and everything, so. Okay, well, that's a great, any other plans for any other restaurants? I know at one point there was hope that Applebee's or something else would come into the community, or another type of eatery.
Well, we just had Aaron Rental Furniture
Okay,
to move into the shopping center as well. And it looked like they're here to stay for quite a while.
okay,
It just got to totally renovate the east end, northeast end of the shopping center, mall, shopping center building. And so they look to be here for quite a while. Yeah.
okay. And another question regarding, there's been talk with some city, county government about merging, cities merging, counties merging. The other day there was a talk of Kirkwood in the city, and they were totally opposed to it or not happy with it. If that should come a point in time that maybe, and this is for either one of you, whether you
I'll let
Ms. Eunice answer that. With city and county government merging, there's talk of merging, various municipalities merging within St. Louis County, Northwoods being the St. Louis County, within the St. Louis County jurisdiction itself, and then with the city. Have you all had any discussion, or has that been a discussion that has come up with Northwoods as one of the communities merged with the city?
Well, we have had a lot of buzz in the community about such a proposal. We just don't know the source of that proposal, and whether that's factual or whether people are just talking about it or someone is seriously considering it. We have not been involved in those discussions today, not with our elected officials nor with our residents. So we are kind of hard pressed to kind of weigh in on it, not knowing which direction our elected officials or residents would go on that. But we are looking for many opportunities that would enhance our municipality. So if it got to a point where we were invited to comment on that or to consider some things, if there are enhancements to be gained for the city of Northwoods, that would be, where we are. So we just don't know anything about the details or facts on that kind of proposal at this time.
Okay, so does that also hold true as far as the law enforcement? Because same with that, the city, police department, crossing lines to work with, whether it be Northwoods. Northwoods has its own individual police department network. St. Louis County, there was talk of St. Louis County Police Division going over to city lines
With some law enforcement?
Right, law enforcement. So that discussion, that was on, matter of fact, that was, on the news wire last year. So it was one of the conversations that still come up. So I was just wondering, had you all had anything on that topic as well? Another interesting conversation, for, again, residents to be concerned about, or just any community, really, crossing city lines, city county lines.
Well, I think the residents would be overly concerned about a merger of the police department because, well, first of all, let me just say that Northwood is the class of St. Louis County.
Okay.
Okay. And with this government, the state legislature created 10 best practices. Northwood have achieved all 10. And that's to try to say whether or not small municipalities are capable of being self-supporting. But as far as the police department, we have a class 1 department that's located here in St. Louis County. And residents want personal service that you get from smaller departments. They want the hands-on. They want to see their officers patrolling. But St. Louis County, as it stands, whenever they go into a community to take over a community, they may assign, whether that community may have had 5 police officers, they may only have 1 assigned to that jurisdiction, and they call in for assistance if there's a major problem, where we have around-the-clock patrolling of our officers.
Okay, so, and that's going to be my, still law enforcement for a second here.
Okay.
So, I guess that's interesting because one of our neighboring municipalities, I understand Jennings, they turned their police department over to St. Louis County. Although, is that been a discussion for Northwoods to, I understand what you just said about, the personalization with having your own police, law enforcement in your city, you know who the officers are versus, and then that's the other thing, the personalization that you have with the relationship with the residents, you kind of know who they are, versus St. Louis County, you get multiple law enforcement coming into the community, not really knowing the residents, and,
And the
basically-
residents not knowing them.
Right, that, and then geographically, the areas in which, wards and things, it's separate, although you all do all the wards that are here in Northwoods.
Right,
4 wards. So has that ever been have you ever been approached by St. Louis County Police?
Yes, we have. Some years ago. And we only had 1 board member that was kind of swinging towards that type of patrol. And the residents didn't take too kindly to us even addressing a merger. Because, like I said, we have a Class A department, we have no corruption, and whenever we have any mistreatment of anyone, I personally, as mayor, investigate the situation, and we deal with the officer very thoroughly. If they are found to be responsible, negligent, then they have to take responsibility. And if they were exonerated, then we strongly support them. But we do not support corruption or anything of that nature.
Talk about, you're going to stay on sort of local, of course, but Northwoods being a city of multiple, I won't say multiple, but different ethnicities, but it's primarily African American, 93% African American, but yet it's been a community that's close knit. Would you agree?
Yes.
It's a community
A lot of
very
people.
close knit. Describe your residence here. I mean, when you come to Northwoods, people normally stay. The longevity of the people that are here. It seems like you have a lot of people that they don't migrate away from it once. Or has your population gone down over the years? I guess since the last 2010 census, is it going up? I mean, back and forth.
It went down, our population dropped, what, 300? 300
people.
300 people.
Okay.
But overall, we are a pretty stable community. Because about 80% of our residents are senior citizens that are long-term residents of Northwood.
Okay, and with that happening, then the redistricting portion of that, I guess we were in the 50s, we get this right, the 71st,
We was in the
70th congressional
district.
district, okay. Did that kind of reshape us a little bit as far as where that state representative line was drawn, so
We're
we've got
in the 85th.
85th district, okay, so, and this just goes to show you how important it is when we tell people when the census comes up with your elected officials, you may lose some of the representation that you may have had, but because of the census, the way it turned out, we lost some residents either to that with the people moving out and people not, I guess, participating in the U.S. Census back when it was done 4 years ago. As far as your revenue in your city, how do you fare? Sometimes you hear about communities struggling, and say a Class A, community. What are some of the, as far as your funding, how do you gather your funding? You just kind of, since you're the city, but what is the most, source of your revenue that keeps the city afloat?
Oh.
And as vibrant that you are?
What we do is a kind of unique thing, I think. I am a grant writer and a grant manager, and so for those revenues that we bring in, we've had a lot of support from our residents. The residents here, the mayor said, a lot of them are older adults who've been here long term, and a lot of them have relatives that also live here in the city. With regard to the revenues, then we get not only have our real estate taxes and the tax base, but with writing the grants, we've been able to make many improvements, and also then we've had that community support that enables us to have a bond issue. So out of 52 streets, I mean, like actually linear, footage and asphalt, out of the 52 streets that we have, we've been able to get 51 of them all reconstructed, and we've combined the grant money with our bond money for that kind of improvement. And so we've been able to get all the streets improved. We've had grants to get our parks improved. We have a grant now to put in a sidewalk. We've put in sidewalks along Natural Bridge, turned the corner on Lucas and Hunt, and came down to our community. We've worked very closely with MoDOT so that we could get sidewalks for that were ADA accessible all down Lucas and Hunt. Just this past year, they completed that down to Lucas and Hunt and Million. And then this summer, we plan to break ground with a grant from MoDOT to put in a sidewalk from Nelson all the way to Edgewood. So now our complete community will have all the streets and sidewalks on north, south, east, west. Okay, so we've been able to manage those things and have amenities that maybe some of the other small cities don't have or were not able to get because they have not had a person on staff that can write the grants competitively and get the money. We also had issues with some water management, stormwater management issues. The residents, again, they were very supportive. They voted in the parks and stormwater tax. We've been able to use that money to support, supplement, and use as match for the detention basin that we had put in the third ward, and now a flood bench that we put in the first ward that's under construction right now, in addition to grants from the Department of Natural Resources. So we're managing water that otherwise didn't have to be or could not have been managed with just the tax base. So between all of the things that the residents have supported and all of our grant monies, we've been able to do many things. And that's how we not just stay afloat, but that's how we've been able to be progressive.
And that's why she's our city administrator.
Well, let me ask you this, there's another concern. We're in the Normandy School District, and there's been a lot of talk in the media over the layers of, that school district, and it is, what's been going on as far as possibility of bankrupts and then the state, kind of help bailing them out. Normandy School District is probably, I understand this, but as far as a personal property standpoint, you pay a lot of taxes into the district, how would that affect, this community as part of that school district?
Well, how that would affect, if Normandy's school district was dissolved, it would affect our property, because nobody want to move into a community where there's no school district, because you have to send your kids outside the district, like the kids that are presently volunteering to transfer out of the district. They have to get up 4 days in the morning and don't get home till late in the evening. And there's another thought that you have to consider how well they're welcome and received in other outlying communities.
So, and let me interrupt. So with the communities that are in the area, there's several communities, municipalities within the Normandy School District. And the Normandy School District goes all the way over to the Page Avenue, over in that area.
There's
24
municipalities.
Municipalities, okay. So have the municipalities even gotten together, because of what is the contingency plan? Because if that, it's not just gonna be Northwoods, you got all these communities that depend on that tax base, and if you're saying as a resident, I'm not gonna move into a district that doesn't have a Class A school, you got a Class A community, but then the school district is non-existent.
Well,
So, what type of contingency plans do you want to have or working
We
on?
organize what you call 24 separate communities. that
Okay.
Make up the Normandy School District with one purpose in mind, goal in mind. And the purpose of that was to support not only our individual communities as a whole by co-opting services and services as well as supplies, but also in supporting our school district. And we have a group of us, mayors, went up to DC. We've gone to Jeff City repeatedly, trying to show our support. We encourage our residents to support the Normandy School District. And we've become a firm partner of the 24 communities. And we're the only group that we know of that exists with such an organization.
Okay. So we'll have to still stay tuned on the Normandy School District issue. I know it has to be a concern for Northwoods as well as the other 23 municipalities.
But you should know that just in this week alone, the state legislature, Senate, and the House of Representatives did vote to give the Normandy School District $2 million to finish out the school year, and then we're looking to really work with them even more. We have been very proactive, all 24 communities, working with Beyond Housing, working with the Normandy School District to protect the interests of our children and make sure that the children who live in these communities can be educated here at home where they live. We should not promote the concept that it is better to go beyond where you live to be educated.
Exactly.
We should be able to have that resource right here.
Right, and another important factor is that what it cost us here in the Normandy District to educate our children was about $16,000–$17,000 annually per child. When they were transferred out, we were paying up to $20-some thousand to other districts that have a higher tuition rate. And what the school district is asking the state legislature is doing is to reset the rate as it was for the DSAPE program, so that the cost won't be such a burden, because normally it was not in a financial bind until the transfer took place.
Okay. Before we run out of time, can you, just like any other municipality in St. Louis City and or county, is there anything plaguing Northwoods that is a big concern? If you can answer that, and definitely like, if there's something big that's plaguing the city.
Certainly. The housing issues. Housing issues are critical. We are a community that started in the 40s. And so we are fortunate enough to have brick homes here. And that's a good thing. But all residents have to keep the homes up. So we are very concerned about making sure that our community looks good all the time, and that we can abate code violations, reduce the number of code violations, keep this community marketable. We want to do that because with all of the development along the I-70 corridor, we think that Northwoods is a wonderful place to live. And with our housing stock and those offerings that we have here, we are inviting people to come and take a look.
Right, and plus we have a couple programs under the assist resident. We have a tree program that, where you can't use taxpayer dollars to go on private property. We have a program where we can go on private property and cut down dangerous and disease and hazardous trees, and rather than whatever amount it takes to cut the tree down, we pay it up front for them, and they pay back over a 1 to 2 year period without any interest of any cash charges. And we've also expanded that to code enforcement, exterior code enforcement. And we're also working on other programs that we hope to something in the very near future that will assist in forgivable loans and helping people to bring their properties up to code, and to also to deal with the purchasing of vacant properties, renovation and demolition if necessary. So Northwood is still on the move.
On the move, and Class A city.
And fraud prevention, the other thing too, because we have so many older adults in our area, we want to make sure that we offer technology-based fraud prevention training for senior citizens. That's something new that's coming, so watch out for it.
Okay, Mayor Thomas and Ms. Lily Eunice, it has been my pleasure, to sit and learn a little bit more about Northwoods and what's going on in your city. I really do appreciate you all's time and taking out of your busy schedule, because I know this is a busy place all day. Sometimes I think, as residents of any city, just doesn't imagine the magnitude that a city government has to face day in and day out. And Mayor, I guess what I didn't ask you, and the collaboration, since you're our mayor, collaboration with other municipalities, other mayors, how's that going?
It's going wonderful. Like I said, we have Organization 24-1, then we have the Suburban Mayors Organization, that all mayors with a population less than 10,000 are part of this organization. Then we also have the Black Mayors Organization.
Okay.
And we work together, and most of us work together between the 3 organizations.
Okay.
And we get a lot of results, and we put our personal ambitions aside for the good of the entire community.
And Ms. Eunice, assuming that the city administrators, do you all collaborate or have meetings that you have to attend, that you work together in partnership with the various mayors of the various municipalities as well?
Yes, we support the mayors and the residents, and of course there's the staff, and just trying to always look for opportunities to enhance not only our municipality, but the whole area, the whole region, just like the McDonald's project up in Northwoods Plaza, because we know it will benefit all of the pool cities, those cities that gain revenue from such an adventure.
All right. Well, thanks again on behalf of Straight Talk with Roger Hunt Unscripted. I really do appreciate you, again, taking time out of your busy schedule and leaving your city, respective positions and everything. We thank you, our viewers at home and wherever you may be watching around the world, for watching another exciting episode of Straight Talk with Roger Hunt Unscripted. We have been here in the city of Northwoods, a city of trees, one of the St. Louis counties, here in the state of Missouri, a city of trees. Of course, that's what they are, and a great place to live. So if you're interested in wanting a place to live, come on over, come check them out. They would love to have you as residents, and they would love to be your mayor, your city administration, and all of that good stuff. Until the next time that we meet again, you take care of yourselves. Until then, have a good one.